Can the football star Trent Alexander-Arnold stand a chance against the reigning chess champion Magnus Carlsen? Today, we're diving into an unlikely but exciting chess showdown. We all know this would be no big challenge for Magnus. But here's the twist. Trent isn't going into this game alone. Armed with eye-tracking technology, Trent can literally see what Magnus is considering before he makes his move. Will this high-tech advantage be enough to take down the GOAT of chess? Let's see. Magnus, with the white pieces, opens the game by pushing his pawn to e4. Trent responds with pawn to d6, choosing the perk defense. A rare choice, only 4% respond to e4 with d6. Whatever. Magnus immediately grabs control of the center with pawn to d4, and Trent develops his knight. And so does the champion. Trent continues his development with bishop to d7, but here's the problem. This move isn't the best. By move 3, the engine is already showing a plus 1.1 advantage for white. Magnus pushes his pawn to e5, gaining even more space, and Trent moves his knight back to its original square. Magnus keeps the pressure up with pawn to f4, expanding his center further while Trent plays bishop to e6. But hold on, playing a piece twice in the opening? That's never a good sign, especially when you're facing a player of Magnus's caliber. Magnus develops his knight to f3, and Trent plays pawn to g6, perhaps trying to make room for his bishop. Or is he just trying to survive the storm? Magnus presses on with pawn to d5, closing in on the center and attacking Trent's position. And here it comes. Trent makes a critical blunder. He plays pawn to b6, completely forgetting about his attack piece. Magnus grabs the bishop on b7, a free piece for him. Trent recaptures. Magnus's knight jumps to g5, attacking the undefended pawn on e6 and threatening some nasty tactics. Trent now opens the file here and gives Magnus the decision to trade queens or not. Magnus accepts it and takes his queen. Now, Trent has to take with his king, so no more castling for Trent here. Magnus moves his knight to f7, checking the exposed king, and forking both, the rook and king. Trent moves his king to d7, but now Magnus takes the rook on h8. Now, Trent here has a little mistake in his thinking. He thought maybe now the knight is trapped, so he attacks the knight with bishop g7, but Magnus just jumps out of there, no threat at all. At this point, pure domination by Magnus. Even the eye-tracking software couldn't help Trent that much against Magnus. Trent moves his king to c8, and Magnus places his bishop on c4, setting up a deadly combination. He's eyeing that pawn and planning a check on Trent's king. Trent, not falling for it, moves his king back to d7, but Magnus is relentless. He moves his knight to g5, to get some support on the e6 square. Trent, running out of options, plays knight to c6, trying to bring in reinforcements. But Magnus has already sealed the deal. He takes the pawn on d6 and checks the king again. Now, Trent has only one decision left: go up or down. He chooses down, but that was the fatal mistake. This leads directly into a forced mate in one move. Can you see it? I'll give you 3 seconds. Knight to e4 is the move, checking the king and taking away the c5 square with the knight. And of course, a guy like Magnus finds this move easily. Checkmate in 17 moves. What a performance by Magnus Carlsen. Respect to Arnold for surviving that long against the champ. Now, guys, subscribe immediately.